Welcome to the Leadership Kit.
What is leadership? Welcome back. This is our third and final week with our friend, Mayor of Lakeland. We're going to spend the next few minutes talking with him about qualities of great leaders.
In this section that you want to add to it or that you just want to echo and kind of tell us your take, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to know what you're thinking right now. Check this out. Our last question, it's kind of, I feel like there's 100 different people that have 100 different answers, and on kind of an overall, what is leadership to you?
One of the things leadership isn't, I'll start with, is micromanaging. So it's going right back to your point.
That's good.
One of the other interesting things that I find myself having done on the social media side, where I was a frequent communicator before being a mayor, is I'm a less frequent communicator in that now. From the standpoint of I'm not going to try and manage opinions. I'm not going to try and manage what people say. And I think we can be too concerned about how we're packaged and what we look like and all those kinds of things. That's debilitating. So leaderships cannot be desperate overseers that are trying to kind of create an image. That's posturing. And leaders don't have time to posture.
Right.
Leaders have to be creative, evaluate resources, and figure out where we need to go. Mm-hmm. And who wants to go there with us, and how can we put it together and make it happen. You're posturing, you're spending time on desperate control, you're just going to have very, very poor results, and people are not motivated by you. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to be told what to do. The other side is, if you have skills in an area, let's say you're super with numbers, super with PowerPoint presentations, and you can kill everyone in your organization if you think that's leadership. It isn't. So how do I communicate succinctly? How do I keep points simple? How do I use stories to be able to be something that people can relate to? Leaders have to know their limits. They have to know what they need to do to be stronger. They have to be willing to be coached. Some of the things we've already talked about. They're focused. They're intentional. But they're also fun. And I will tell you, a good leader is going to be a fun person to be with. Mm-hmm. Fun is the glue. We don't spend enough time on fun, and the value of fun, when in fact it's a glue. It's a glue in marriages, it's a glue with your children, it's a glue with your employees. So it is a matter of doing both. So you go back to that Raleigh CEO who talks about that. He does on a 3-day weekend, he said, we don't get much work out of the person on the day before the 3-day weekend because they're wanting to leave. So we decided, let's give them a program they can leave early and they can have a 4-day weekend. So What do? You have 2 physical things you have to go out and do, and they're specifically for this next holiday. The company's decided these are your physical objectives, whatever it may be, riding 20-mile ride, or whatever it is. And you have to write a report on a veteran that is passed and give it as a letter to the family, to the descendants of that veteran, thanking them for what he did. So here is a CEO recognizing in a fun way, and then you get perks and other things too. You get some, swag stuff you can wear that you can't get any other way, that's from the company. And so why do you do that? Because it's a fun piece that continues to take people to an area they wouldn't have been otherwise, and you're leading that way, and people are growing, people are thriving. You don't leave companies like that. Mm-hmm. If you've got a green light, you're in. You're gonna stay. And if you get a yellow once in a while, you got to get your game back on.
I just want a blue light because at green, I'm worried it's going to turn yellow any minute. Like I need to know I'm really good. I need some margin in there for myself. But no, that's awesome. I love it.
So fun matters. It matters. And you want to be engaging and you want to be approachable. The other thing is that effective leaders, care more about people than things. People last forever. Things are crash and burn. I was with somebody recently who I was talking to about how important fun is and how important it is not to be preoccupied by things. And he said, yeah, but you have to have enough stuff. And this is a person who's pretty well off. And he said, you have to have enough stuff. I mean, we can say that because we have things, we can make us happy. And I said, no, if things define your fun, then you're subject to things, not your heart, not your own decision making for whether or not life is fulfilling for you. And I go on missions trips and I see people who have absolutely nothing, who are content, cheerful, excited people about the life they live where they're living it. We fall into materialistic trap in this country so unbelievably that money and things make us happy when we have all the evidences all around us of the fact that's not true. We watch the divorces, we watch the empty lives, we watch the suicides of people who have hundreds of millions of dollars and act like that was the pill that was going to make them happy. And we say we understand that, but we still chase those things pretty hard. I think it's probably Satan's number one autopilot brain annihilator is that materialism matters when it doesn't. Everything breaks, everything requires oiling, everything depreciates, everything will leave you empty except people and the Word of God. And so those are the timeless entities on this planet, so you invest in what's timeless, not in junk. And I think that helps you be an effective leaders. Leaders don't ask other people to do more than they're willing to do. So leaders lead by example. We lead by modeling. And we pick up papers when we're walking into, I pick up papers virtually every day I walk into City Hall. I go up to the trash can and I throw stuff away. I don't see lots of people do that, but I'm going to do that every day. And I want my kids to see me do that. And I want them to, whether or not I'm caught seeing it and having somebody do it, I'm not doing it for that purpose. I'm doing it because I'm walking by anyway. I can make a difference. That's got to be the mantra. That's the intentionality.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, Jesus didn't always wash feet, but Jesus washed feet.
Exactly. The perfect example.
You can't ask somebody to do something you're not willing to do yourself.
Correct. Perfect example. We compliment in public, we criticize in private. So if you're coaching someone, you don't ever do that in front of the rest of the room. Mm-hmm. And that just is caring about people, caring about feelings. And so effective leaders are always going to have a high human component in terms of value, of what to be valued, and a lower component on the processes and the things that are being accomplished. They're important. Listen, processes matter. Being efficient matters. Communicating clearly matters. But you've got to care about people.
It's got to be people over process every time.
Yep.
That's one of the points that we teach specifically is people over process.
The process has to be built with the people in mind. The whole purpose of the process is building the people. Like it's not sacrifice the people for the sake of the process.
And our processes are always tweakable. I mean, you've never had a process you couldn't make better. Mm-hmm. And that should be our expectation. So that's how you establish teams and you get great accomplishments. But it's people that matter. So the greatest asset any of us have on the books is not on the books, which is the people.
Yeah.
And so when we look at companies on assets and liabilities, we don't put that. But companies understand that well. We'll spend that before they ever get to the financial sheets in their annual reports talking about what they do, how they develop people, how they grow them, why it's a rich environment. And those people won't leave. And cities can do the same thing, by the way. So you look at a city that has a thriving environment in it, it gets too hard to move from. And so what you want to create, and we have cities like this in the United States that are cities that people want to live in. That's the kind of environment you want to create. It's not going to be for everyone. It's not 100% sign up. You have to live there for the rest of your life. But we ought to create a place that's hard to move from.
Yeah.
And I think we're working on that.
That's how I feel about Lakeland. Mm-hmm. I've never lived anywhere. I've lived a lot of places. I've never lived anywhere that was just had so much community involvement. It's like the people of Lakeland are proud to be from Lakeland. My friend Bump Galetta, he made a hat that just said LKLD on it.
I have bump stuff in here somewhere.
I wear that hat. I wore that hat until the white turned dark gray. Like I need to get another one, Bump. So
yeah, Bump.
Hook me up.
That's for all.
But like when I wear that hat, like people know, they're like, that is such a cool hat. I gotta have that. And they say that not just because it's a cool hat, but because they believe in what the hat stands for.
Agreed.
So I get it.
That's a city that cares. And so those are things I think in leadership that are super important for us to observe.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
That's quite all right. It's fun.
We are honored to have been able to sit here and just learn from you today.
Hey, thank you guys for checking us out this week. We'll be back next week with another video, not with Mayor Bill. We're going to be back to our normal set.
It'll be better.
Thank you so much for having us this week, and we'll see you guys again next week.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay?